Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Conceptual Genetics and Breeding. So in today's video we are going to discuss about organization of chromatin fibers, means how this chromatin fiber is formed by using different components. The component of chromatin fiber we have already discussed in our previous video, that what is chromatin fiber, what are the different components by which it is formed and how it is present in the chromosome. So for the organization, for the formation of this chromatin fiber, a model has been given that is known as nucleosome solenoid model. So we will discuss this model in detail in this video. So the structure of this chromatin fiber, it should be having the we can say the basic structural features should be there. First of all, it should have a packaging of a long DNA molecule into unit length of the fiber. So basically this organization of chromatin fiber, this tells that how the long DNA molecule, a very long DNA molecule, it is arranged into the smaller unit, we can say the smaller length, by using special coiling and supercoiling. So the model, it has to be described, any model, it should describe that how the packaging takes place, packaging of the long DNA molecule into a smaller length. And second one is the production of a thick fiber, especially approximately 300 angstrom from a very thin 20 angstrom DNA molecule. 20 angstrom means we can say the 2 nanometer DNA fiber. You can see in the image that it is the DNA fiber, DNA molecule we can say, or the DNA thread, which is approximately 2 nanometer in diameter, or the 20 angstrom, 2 nanometer or 20 angstrom. So by packaging of this DNA around the histone proteins, histone octamer, okay, it will get 11 nanometer width. So 11 nanometer width. After that, these nucleosome, they will get a special type of coiling and they will form the 30 nanometer fiber, or we can say the 300 angstrom thick fiber. Okay, the thickness, the width of this chromatin fiber will be then 300 angstrom. And after that, it will form this 300 nanometer fiber, it will form the chromosome arm, which is approximately 700 nanometer in diameter. So basically these are the steps through which this chromatin fiber is formed from the DNA molecule and the histone proteins, and ultimately it forms the structure of chromosome, or we can say the chromatids, the arms of the chromosomes. And the third important point which should be described by any model of the chromatin structure or chromatin fiber formation is the beads on a string ultrastructure of chromatin fiber. Okay, how this beads on a string type of structure is formed. You can see in this image that it is a beads on a string type of structure. First of all, when the DNA molecule, it get coiled around these histone proteins, it looks like that it is beads on a string. Suppose this is a string and a bead is there like that. Okay, it looks like that. So how this structure is formed, and after that, from this structure, which is having approximately 11 nanometer, or we can say the 10 angstrom 100 angstrom diameter, from this 300 angstrom width chromatin fiber is formed, and ultimately the structure of the chromosome is formed. So we will discuss all these points one by one. So what is nucleosome solenoid model? This model was, first of all, it was given by Kornberg and Thomas in 1974, and it describe that how this chromatin fiber is formed, and ultimately from this chromatin fiber how the chromosomes are formed. Okay, these X-shaped chromosome, how these form. So this model is universally accepted and it successfully describe the organization of chromatin fiber. Okay, organization means how different structure of the this chromatin fiber is formed. So according to this model, chromatin is composed of a repeating unit called nucleosome. Okay, so they describe that this chromatin fiber, it is formed of a repeating unit called nucleosome. So one nucleosome and then second nucleosome, then third nucleosome, and so on. So the singular unit of this chromatin fiber is nucleosome. And how this nucleosome is formed, what are the different components of this nucleosome? It has several components. We will discuss about those components. And they also describe that one complete nucleosome is a complete disc of 11 nanometer diameter and about 6 nanometer height. Okay, so in previous video, previous slide, we have seen that this is approximately 11 nanometer in diameter. So this is the basic structure. The DNA, first it will get coiled around the histone octamer, and then it form the this 11 nanometer diameter, having the 11 nanometer diameter, the beads on a string type of structure. Okay, so this is the basic structure and this is made up of nucleosomes. And one complete nucleosome, it has several component. Okay, it has several component. First one is a nucleosome core, a linker DNA, one histone molecule, H1 histone molecule, and some other associated chromosomal proteins. So in this image you can see that it is a one nucleosome. So here you can see that these are the several nucleosomes, they are together. And if we see structure of this single nucleosome, we have to see the fine structure of this nucleosome. Okay, so we can see here, this is the fine structure of this nucleosome, and you can see here that it is the DNA molecule which has been coiled around this histone octamer. This is known as histone octamer. Okay, it has, why it is known as histone octamer? Because it has 8 unit of histone proteins. Okay, and ultimately these are the 8 unit of histone octamer. 4 are above and 4 are below, and they together they form this octam. Octa means 8. Okay, they form this 8 histone core, and this is known as a nucleosome. Okay, so here you can see the DNA is coiled around this nucleosome, and this is the H1 histone. Okay, and H1 histone, it seal the DNA from here to here. Okay, so we will discuss about this in this video. First of all, a nucleosome core. Okay, how this nucleosome core is formed? The nucleosome core, it contains an average of about 200 base pair of DNA. Okay, so first point is that this nucleosome, single nucleosome, how much DNA it contains? It contains about 200 base pair of DNA. So this is the coiling around of the DNA, and this is the DNA which is associated with one histone octamer. Okay, so this the amount of this DNA is approximately 200 base pair. Okay, so one histone octamer or one nucleosome, we can say, it has on an average about 200 base pair DNA. And this nucleosome core, it is consist of histone octamer, and this histone octamer is composed of 2 molecules of each of H2A histone protein, H2B histone protein, H3 histone protein, and H4 histone protein. So in this image you can see that This is the octamer. Octamer means having 8 molecule of these histone proteins. And these 8 histone proteins, it is consist of each of the 2 molecule. Okay, H2A will be present in 2 molecule, H2B will present in 2 molecule, H3 will present in 2 molecule. You can see here H3 and H4 will be present in 2 molecule. So a total of 8 histone molecules will be present. That's why it is known as histone octamer, and together they form octamer. Octamer means having 8 component. So it has 2 molecules of each, H2B, H3, H4 and H2A. Okay, so here you can see in this image. And a 146 base pair long DNA molecule is wound around this histone octamer in 1 and 3/4 turns. So we have seen that 200, we have said that about 200 base pair of DNA molecule, it is associated with this one histone octamer, and out of those 200 base pair, about 146 base pair is associated with the histone octamer. Okay, it is coiled around the histone octamer, and rest base pair will be in this linker DNA. Okay, this is known as the linker DNA, the DNA between the 2 histone octamer. Okay, one histone octamer, second histone octamer. So the DNA between them is known as linker DNA. So 146 base pair is of the DNA is this, which is coiled around this histone octamer. Okay, and the other base pair, remaining base pair is this. Okay, around 156 around 56 base pair, it is the linker DNA. Linker DNA is present between the 2 histone octamer, and the work of this linker DNA is the joining of 2 successive nucleosome octamer. Okay, and these that's why it is looks like beads on a string. It is looks like a string, and these octamer are looks like the beads. Okay, so it is ultimately giving the beads on a string appearance. So the structure of this nucleosome is same in all eukaryotes. So this is the basic structure of the nucleosome octamer, and it is present in each and every eukaryotes. So that means these H2A, H2B, H3 and H4, these histone proteins, they will be present in each and every eukaryotic cell. That's why this model is universally accepted. So second component is linker DNA. The linker DNA is basically what is the work of? It join the 2 successive histone molecule. Okay, the histone octamer, or we can say the nucleosome. This complete structure, it is known as nucleosome. So 2 nucleosomes are joined together with the help of this linker DNA. So the size of linker DNA, it may vary from 8 base pair to 114 base pair in different organism. So some organism, in some cell, it may be 8 base pair only, the linker DNA, and in some cell it may be up to 114 base pair. Okay, so it varies generally from species to species, or we can say from cell to cell. And this linker DNA, it is the part of head on a string structure, or we can say the beads on a string structure. These looks like the head, and this looks like the string. Okay, and it looks like that the beads, they have been present on the string. Okay, and if we isolate the chromatin fiber, okay, from the chromosome, okay, we can see this type of structure very easily, the beads on a string type of structure. So basically the linker DNA, it is present between the 2 successive nucleosome, or the two successive octamers. Okay, between the 2 octamer, and the main work of this linker DNA is to join together the one octamer with the other octamer. So this is the second part, and third part of this nucleosome octamer is H1 histone. The we have already discussed about different type of stone in our previous video. So here we have also present that there are four type of stone which are present in the octamer: H2B, H2A, H3 and H4. So the fifth type of histone which is present in the cell is H1 histone. So these H1 histone, each molecule, each nucleosome, it contains one molecule of histone. Okay. Likewise, we have discussed that each nucleosome, it contains two molecule of each of the H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. So only one molecule of histone is H1 histone is present in one octamer or the one nucleosome. So H1, where it is located? It is located outside the nucleosome core. This is the nucleosome core, which is made up of the four other type of histone, and the H1 histone, it is present outside this octamer core, okay, the nucleosome core. And it is present, where it is present, H1 histone, it is present on the linker DNA, which seal the DNA in the nucleosome by binding at the site where DNA enters and leaves the nucleosome. Okay, so where it is present, the H1 histone, the basic work of this H1 histone is sealing the DNA which is entering on the nucleosome, and after coiling, which is coming out from the octamer. Okay, so that's why it tightens the octamer structure by sealing the coming DNA and outgoing DNA. So that's why it is present outside the octamer, and it tightened the structure of this octamer. That's why this octamer structure remains as it is. Okay, so because this histone, it seal from outside, that's why it is very fixed structure, the nucleosome structure. Okay, so likewise this H1 histone, because it is present outside, it can be easily removed from chromatin. So it is hard to remove the histone proteins from the octamer because they are present inside and they are associated with each other. Okay, and moreover the DNA, it tighten its, okay, the DNA, it get coiled around this. So it is like binding. Okay, it is binding this octamer, so it is very hard to remove them. But H1 histone, it is present outside, so it is very easy to remove from the chromatin. So both linker DNA and nucleosome, they are associated with other chromosomal proteins also. So the other component were other chromosomal proteins. Okay, so linker DNA, some proteins are present on linker DNA, some proteins are present on this nucleosome, the other proteins which are known as non-histone proteins. So this is the organization and how this DNA coiling is take place, and where the different histones are present, and what are the different function of these histones. So ultimately they form the basic structure of chromatin fiber. So how it was described by nucleosome solenoid model? First of all, they describe that first of all, a beads on a string type of structure is formed from the DNA, and the DNA histone octamers are formed, and this DNA, which is having approximately 2 nanometer diameter, or we can say the 20 angstrom diameter. This octamer, it has approximately 10 nanometer, or we can say the 11 nanometer diameter. So when this DNA, it will get coiled around these histone octamers, it will ultimately get this 11 nanometer diameter. So it looks like beads on a string, and that's why it is known as beads on a string form of chromatin. So first of all, how the nucleosome model describe that first of all, the DNA molecule in the cell, it will get shape of this beads on a string by coiling around these histone octamers, and after that these histone octamers, these beads on a string structure, it will further get supercoiling. Okay, supercoiling means these, suppose these are the three octamers, three beads on a string, and they will come together like that. Okay, they will get further coiling, okay, to shorten the length. So here you can see this much of length is there, and this much of length has been come up with this much of length. Okay, the length has been reduced and the width has been increased. Okay, so likewise the coiling will takes place, and then this type of coiling, the histone, they will get supercoiling. This is known as supercoiling, and they will form the 30 nanometer diameter chromatin fiber. Okay, so ultimately it will get 30 nanometer diameter, and it is supercoiling, and the chromatin fiber is formed. And after that, this chromatin fiber, it will form the basic structure of chromosome. Ultimately 300 nanometer diameter, it will be further supercoil. Okay, this chromatin fiber is there, and then this chromatin fiber, it will be arranged like these loops. Okay, so these loops will form. So ultimately the width will be increased and the length will be decreased. Okay, so you can see, because it is the chromatin fiber, it will be this much of long, very long fiber will be there, and if it will get this much of loops, okay, it will arrange in loops. Ultimately its length will be reduced, but its width will be increased. Okay, so ultimately it will get the 300 nanometer diameter. Okay, so ultimately this 300 nanometer chromatin, it will form the chromosome. Okay, the chromosome's arm, it will form the chromosome arm, and one arm of the chromosome, it is approximately 700 nanometer diameter, having 700 nanometer diameter. And because you know that there are two chromatids which are present in the chromosome, so each will have 700 nanometer diameter, a total of 1400 nanometer diameter will be there of a chromosome. So ultimately this form the chromosome, the arms of the chromosome, or we can say the chromatids. So you can see here that if you see the small section of chromatid, you will see this type of structure, which is approximately 700 nanometer in diameter. If you see the smaller portion of this 700 nanometer diameter, you will see that it is made up of a 300 nanometer diameter the chromatin fiber. Okay, and ultimately if you will see the smaller portion of this, you will see that it is made up of 30 nanometer diameter chromatin fiber, and ultimately this is made up of from a beads on a string type of structure, which is having 11 nanometer diameter, and this structure is formed by coiling of the 200 nanometer DNA around these histone octamers. So it is very complex structure, which is formed by step coiling of the DNA, and ultimately this chromatin fiber, which is the basic structure of these chromosomes. Okay, the chromosome organization. So this is the nucleosome solenoid model, okay, which is successfully describe the different part of the chromosome. Okay, so how the chromosome is formed, how the different component of the chromosome they arrange in the chromosome. So this is all about the nucleosome solenoid model. I hope you guys are now very much clear about the organization of the chromosome, or the structure of the chromosome, the internal structure, which is we all know that DNA is present in the chromosome. So now we have much more clarity that how this DNA, the long DNA thread, it is organized and it forms the chromosome structure. Okay, so thank you so much.